Hey guys, what's up? It's Minisha here. I figured I'd bring you an unboxing video of the NES Classic Edition. Now I'm sure you've seen hundreds of these, so we'll just get to the point here. And this is one side of the box here. Some nice, very coloring. I do like the box. It's a very nice choice of colors and all whatnot. And here's the back of the box. Retro Blast from the past. 30 games like Mario, Ninja Gaiden, Final Fantasy. I came across this on Black Friday, so as to why I'm doing an unboxing video now is just really no excuse. I just figured I'd start out something since, just bring out some material. And I will say that the boxes was a little tough to get out at first. But I did open it up before ahead of time, so I'm aware that there's a poster inside of this, and this is the NES Classic Edition instruction for safety and precautions and whatnot, instructions on how to hook it up and whatnot. Here is the other box. You don't really need to look at that. It's nothing exciting about that. Almost every box brings something like that. So, I'd imagine the first piece we'd look at is the controller, and I must say that the controller feels just like the original. Nothing wrong with that. Almost about the same size. I should try and get compared about that. It's an interesting thing to note that I have never come across an NES controller that has ever had sticky buttons. All the ones I've held were pretty good. The next thing here is the micro USB wire, and this connects to the back of the mini NES. I will say it's quite a surprise that Nintendo has gone the mini USB route, and for a reason why is it brings a USB adapter, which is convenient for you if you want to plug it into a wire, but it also works that you plug it into a laptop, and that also makes it work. A very convenient piece of choice, better than just a adapter, simple as it was before. And here is the HDMI cable, something you see almost in standard today of modern technology in video games. And nothing quite big about that. We'll move on to the next piece. And I figured we'll save the best for last. And I was very surprised at the size of this thing. It's almost the size of my hand, but everyone knows that. Here's the front, the 1-player, 2-player, the power button, and the select. And unfortunately, it doesn't open up, so I've heard people prefer Raspberry. The backup with the USB port and the HDMI. The bottom, that's about as simple as this. Here's the quite setup. I'm pretty sure you've seen many videos of these. I just figured I'd start out with my own. Nothing special about this, so I figured I'd tell you the story of how I got this. I had this mini NES box since Black Friday, November 2016, and my aunt came across it. To better say, my little cousin came across it, and he had grabbed it, and there was only a stack of 10, and he managed to get one of them. They sold out pretty quickly. So he convinced my aunt to purchase it, and on that same day on Black Friday, I get a call from my cousin. He says, "Hey, we got that Nintendo box thing," and I'm like, "What Nintendo box?" He's like, "The one that's tiny. It says it brings 30 games." And oh yeah, this is another thing I wanted to point out. Now you're playing with power. I think that's a pretty cool design. Neat. Really goes back to the past, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the old slogans for Nintendo back at the time. So, oh yeah, back to the story. He mentions to me that he found a mini NES box, and I was very surprised at the fact that he actually got one. And before he managed to give it to me in person, and I gave him the 60 bucks, many people were coming up to him and were making double the offers of the price. I think it was about $60, and people were telling him, "I'll give it to you for 100," and which I understand if you want the thing, but you're going to be spending like 160 for this thing, as an example. But it's a very neat thing, and I did hear that you can hack it, so I'll look more into it, see if you can hack it. And I'm quite surprised to see that Nintendo has not stocked up on these. I mean, it's a pretty cool little device. It's 60 games. Oh, not 60 games, 30 games for the price of 60. Now, is the price quite justified? That's really quite subjective to him or her own self. Nothing entirely, but this is just a simple setup of the mini NES, the things that it brings, and something you've seen hundreds of times. Nothing special here. Just figured I'd make a nice proper beginning video for this channel, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think.